Getting the buy-in of your leadership team, your stakeholders, is the first step for you to really start moving that new idea and start developing, executing on it. Many of us have been there. We have a new idea. We want to develop a new project. We want to develop a new product. Maybe we want to change the operations in the company. We want to make our teams more efficient. We want to make our teams more engaged. Or maybe we want to get better ROI of the work that we are doing. No matter what you are doing, in most of the companies, I would say probably close to 90% of the companies, you cannot just go and start implementing the changes without getting a buy-in from your leadership team. In this video, let's talk about how to get the buy-in of them and how to explain, how to really get an understanding of the background of your idea and how you can sell it to them. So the first tip is that, well, you just don't have to talk only about what you want to do. You don't have to talk only about your product. You will have to talk about that product, that change on the operations, organization, whatever it is. You will have to talk about it. But you will have to make sure that in order to get the buy-in, you are going to pay attention to certain things. First of all, does it align with the vision and strategic goals of your company, of the business? It might be that you are part of a business unit if you work in a large corporation. How does your idea, your opportunity align with those strategies and those and the vision of that business unit? Second, you are talking to a leadership team or a group of stakeholders. They're going to have different needs. They're going to have different hats. So let's say that you are a product person. The development team is going to have a different hat. They're going to be thinking on things of what technology we need to use, maintenance burden that we have, technical debt. The sales team is going to be thinking about how they are going to achieve their goals. Marketing team is going to think about what are the channels, the personas, the type of campaigns that we have to run. You have to take this high-level view when you're trying to present an idea to understand really what are the needs that those people have and how you are helping them meet those needs. So don't tell only about how you're going to make a great product for your customers. You have to also help them understand how this is going to help them achieve their goals. The second point is that, well, you have to give a good background of why this change or idea or opportunity is needed. It is important that you are able to back it with data. Data can come in many different ways. It can be qualitative, it can be quantitative. Sometimes it's important just to get the opinion of prospects or existing customers on how this idea could benefit them and how it could change the way that they are working and how they would be maybe willing to pay for this new idea. Doing things like interviews, doing things like market research, is going to help you validate and it's going to help you give that extra information that you're justifying to your leadership team that people really need this. The second one, and very linked in a way to the previous one, is that, but it comes from the outcome. What is the outcome that we're going to accomplish here? What is the potential change that we are going to get from this, implementing this idea, this new opportunity? So if you're talking about the new idea, the opportunity of, for example, a product, what is this ROI for this product? What is the potential for us? And sometimes ROI might not be very clear when it comes to financial numbers. But if you think about changes in operations, what is that we are going to achieve by changing the operations in our team? Are we going to be more aligned? Are we going to be more streamlined? Are we going to be able to make sure that what we are building is actually that is reaching out to our customers and that our teams are really aligned across the different initiatives? There's ways to potentially link it to some financial data, but sometimes it might be relatively fuzzy. So it's good that you understand both sides. If you can justify it financially, but also justify it by how you are going to be better by doing this change, by doing or implementing this new idea. And of course, if it's a new product or it's a new business idea, what markets you're going to be in that maybe you are not now, how your position is going to look like once you implement this idea. And the next one is a tip of how to talk about it. Because I would say that you had to simplify your message. You had to make sure that when you're talking with leadership, you have a relatively simple, let's call it presentation. In most of the cases, you will have to do a presentation with slides. So let's call it presentation. You might have a different format in your company, but that's fine. You have to have a simplified version that is what you are presenting, that it doesn't have to be very long. Usually it's going to take you 10 to 15 minutes to present this, but you have to have all the data to back it up. So prepare also those slides that you think are important that back your idea, but you don't have to put them right away in the main presentation because you don't know where the questions are going to come from. Some people might be very familiar with some of the data that you're putting there. Some people might be less familiar. So you never know which one is the data that they might be asking you. But all this backup information, put it in your slide set, in your document, to make sure that if they ask you, you can pull it up and show it. You have done your market research, you have done your work, you have done all the things that you can to understand better the idea. This is a little bit like a tam, sam, som exercise. Basically, you want to make sure that you explain, that you ensure them that you really have done your work to understand the potential of this idea as much as you can. The better prepared you are, typically the better the outcome is going to be. It's not always the truth, but it definitely enhances your chances. And finally, I would recommend you to, as much as you can and as much as is possible, collaborate with some of the stakeholders, the leadership members, to work with them to really make sure that you are taking their perspective before the meeting. As much as you can, do this. If you go into a meeting where nobody has heard of your idea and comes a little bit as a surprise, or you maybe just have worked with one of your other leadership team members, then everybody is kind of unaware. If you have work, let's say that you are a product person, you have work already maybe with your CTO, you have work also with your CMO, marketing, and maybe even you with your CRO, your revenue officer. So then if you have those 4 disciplines aligned, product, engineering, marketing, sales, this is going to help you increase the chances of getting the buy-in. Why? Well, first of all, you probably have worked with these people. You have taken their point of view. And if they still support your idea, probably those are 4 people that already agree with what you are saying. So they're going to help you to explain the story better because they are going to tell also how this benefits their own areas of discipline. So trying to get that buy-in, and not just the buy-in, but trying to collaborate, work with them while you are developing this idea is going to help you first answer the questions that I talked about earlier, but also start to get that buy-in from the rest of the management. And of course, if only one person comes to management supporting an idea, it's not the same as if already 3-4 people come to the management team already support that idea. Because of course, that's gonna help the rest understand that this idea has a good potential. And if it's a bad idea, well, collaborating with them is great because they're going to help you kill it faster. So no need to go to the leadership team to get it killed with everybody and kind of waste their time. So it helps you to be more efficient on the way that you're dealing with the opportunities with those ideas that you have. So one of the biggest problems that companies have, up to 80% of the companies have this problem that they don't understand the strategic goals or strategic intents of their company. Hence, they actually have a very bad link between strategy and roadmaps or strategy and execution. They are disconnected. Unfortunately, in many cases, you can see it in many companies out there. If you want to look at a system that helps you to build that linkage between strategy and the efforts of your team, go check the link in the description. So how about you? What would you say that is the best tip to get the buy-in from a leadership team? Please share in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one.